Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a flip through of my Hobonichi and my Midori for the month of February. I have a little bit different of a setup. I got it a little bit closer so you guys could see a little bit better. So like last month, I'm going to go ahead and flip through my Midori first, and then or my Hobonichi, and then I'll flip through my Midori. So here is the beginning of the month. I started to keep track of how much I was spending and then just never kept up with it. I did want to try to keep track of my no spend, but I don't think I spent very much at the beginning of the month, but then at the end of the month I started picking up a few things, but I never kept track. It wasn't enough to bother me this month, so I just stopped keeping track because I did so well. You can see I wasn't spending a lot, so I didn't feel the need to keep putting hearts when I didn't have anything to be accountable to. So I just did a quick watercolor on this day. We went to see a movie, so I watercolored the Star Wars thing, and then we didn't do anything this day, so I just played around with my watercolors and put some watercolor on the bottom of a cup and then just sat it down, just playing, not really doing anything. Went to Tampa on this day, so I just did some journaling here, and then not a whole lot happened, so I just played with my watercolors. We did a lot on this day. It was Saturday, so what I did is each different event that we did, I journaled in a different color so that it kind of differentiated, and I think it gives it a cool look. And then, of course, the Super Bowl was this day, so I just used some washi and the colors of the final teams that were playing with the score. Didn't have a whole lot, so just used a post-it note from the dollar spot. Added a picture of where we went this day. Didn't do a whole lot, so I just played around with my Valentine's Day washi. And then on this day, it was a really, really, really bad day, hence the awful washi that I have here and the really tiny writing, because a lot happened in this day and it was just a really, really awful day. So I wanted to journal that because that's what this Hobonichi started out being, was a personal journal for me. So didn't do a whole lot today, just played around with the new markers that I got. And then on this day, my husband and I went out and celebrated Valentine's Day, so I used the business cards from both places that we went that day. And then here is Valentine's Day, and so I journaled a little bit about what we did. And the past 2 years in a row, we've gone to the mall and handed out Valentines. And last year we made them, but this year I just didn't have the time to sit down and make them like I did last year. So we went out, and actually my father-in-law bought each of them a box from Target, and then I bought Hunter, my oldest, a box of these Blaze ones. So I just taped them in. These are the ones that my oldest handed out, and then these are the ones that my youngest handed out. And then this right here is what I sent to all my friends. They were all different, but they were all this vintage, very old school style Valentines. And then I just did some watercolor behind it. Just played around with this pie chart that I had in my stash, and then watercolored because the paper was super warped from this side, so I just went ahead and did it on this side as well to match the pie chart. Just some quick journaling right here using paper from a Post-it or a notepad from the dollar spot. And we didn't do a whole lot, so I'm just playing around with some rub-ons and some page flags, just decorating it, trying to make it pretty. Same for this, just playing with some washi and some stickers, and then these labels that I had in my stash that I wanted to use. It's my goal this year to use a lot of the things that I have in my room, even though I wouldn't say I'm buying as much as I was last year or maybe even the year before, but I'm acquiring a lot more smaller things than I necessarily would have when I first started scrapbooking. So just using what I have in my stash. This is a piece of paper from my stash, and then we went to go see another movie, so I put a copy of the ticket stub in there. And what I do, or what I did with both movie tickets is I actually scanned them and reprinted them because, in a few years, the ink that was lasered onto this will kind of disappear. So I wanted to make sure that, in 10 years, since this is going to be archived, I don't want the ink to fade away. So I'm going to be adding a photo here of when my Valentine's Day lilies finally bloomed, and then just used washi here. Didn't do much, so I just jotted down the one thing that we did do, and then I don't know if it's too bright for you to see, but I just did some geometric lines in a bunch of different colors. And then this is the day that I went with my husband's cousin and her mom to the Gaylord Palms in Orlando. I think it's in Orlando, but we spent the day there visiting my husband's grandmother, and it was a really, really fun day. I had a really good time with them, and it was nice feeling like an adult again, and it was nice being with girls, because I don't have any friends here, so being able to have some girl talk and to be able to hang out with, these gals was really cool, because they're really good people. So I wanted to document that I was able to spend the day with them and that I had a good time. And then I did the same thing with my markers. I just kind of doodled a little bit on both pages, actually. I did swirls and then triangles and lines over here. And then I think that's the last... Yeah, that's the last day because it was leap day. So that's it. I do have a new cover for my Hobonichi. It's from the Hello Love paper pad. And then now we'll do my Midori. So I think this is the last spread in my Midori that you guys saw. So I'll start from here. And I don't think I have a process video for this one, but this is the first week and it was very lovey-dovey, and I included some stamps and just was trying desperately to use all of my Valentine's Day things. And then this was the actual week of Valentine's Day. I'm trying to get the whole thing in frame, but I'm so close that it's kind of hard. So I was using a lot of my Valentine's Day stuff, and then I used business cards again here, and then my stickers. And then this, I did do a process video for this one. It's in my channel. But this, I used my Planner Society kit for February. I think this is a February box. And I really like the colors a lot. I thought I was going to have a hard time using all this blue, but it looks really good. I like how it turned out. And this, for the last week in February, I used January's Planner Society kit because I still had I still have a lot left from that kit, and I haven't really, tapped into a whole lot of this one, so I wanted to try to use it for this week too. And then this one, I actually used the actual ticket stub, so we'll see if that holds out or not. But that's all I have for that. And then this is my, I'm kind of like double doing things here a little bit because I'm not sure what things will last. So I put the movie ticket stub in this as well, my ticket from when I got pulled over on my way to Tampa, and then I included the card from the ramen restaurant that we went to there. A ticket stub from an event that I went to with my husband, and then our first letterboxing experience was in here, and then my son's coloring at this restaurant. A different letterboxing day, I found this one, and I have since moved my letterboxing things into a different album or a different traveler's notebook that I'm keeping in the car. And then here is a map of where my husband and I went for our anniversary, and then the little brochure that they were handing out with all of the information for that weekend, my ticket stub, and then a label from a beer that my husband had while we were there. It seems like it's really dark. I'm trying really hard to, and then there it's too bright. And then this is from that same place, but this is the garden we bought a spearmint plant while we were there, so I just put the tag in that. And then they had like a plant reference guide, so I put that in here as well. And then my husband picked me a couple flowers while we were there, and I'm kind of regretting putting it in here because it's getting all moldy now, but it was bright pink when I put it in there. But I'm worried because it's really starting to mold, and even though it's wrapped in plastic all the way around, I don't think it will ruin my book, but I'm not sure what's going to start growing in there. But this one, the rosemary and the mint, aren't really doing that, so I'm not too concerned about that one. But I'm going to have to think of a backup plan for this in case this goes sour. Just a napkin and the business card from where we ate, and then Valentine's Day. This is a little Valentine that my son gave me, and then the label from the flowers my husband bought me. And then our ticket stub from seeing Deadpool, and then I just used some distress ink right here. I'm going to do journaling about that movie. And then here I have the map from the Gaylord Palms here on 2 pages. And then I have a postcard that I purchased there, and then I journaled, and then I have it as like a tip-in. I'm not a huge fan of how February's little section turned out. I feel like I really didn't get really creative. This is the only really, I don't know, crafty thing I felt like I really did. Everything else I just sort of slapped in there and didn't really give it much thought. So I think for next month, I'm going to actually put in a little more effort of making these pages prettier. So that's all I have for right now. I hope you enjoyed the look into my Hobonichi and my Midori for February. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, and like this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye.